Hey, I'm Steve from Rexing. There's been a lot of talk lately about dash cams.
I'm here with my buddy Dave, and he's the perfect person for a dash cam. Actually, I can't think of anyone that doesn't need a dash cam. A daily driver, a fleet manager, the parent of a teen driver. Rexing has something for everyone.
Go to Amazon.com. Search dash cam. Amazon has singled out the Rexing V1 as the best value and most comprehensive dash cam on the market. And it has over 6,000 positive reviews. In fact, it's the most reviewed dash cam on the market.
Dave, you got a dash cam yet?
No, why would I need one though?
Everyone should have one. You don't want to get one of these when it's too late.
What do you mean? I'm not gonna be like a crazy driver veering through traffic like those Russian guys on YouTube. So what's in it for me?
No, I know, and you're a good driver, but really what it is capturing the people and the things that are happening around you, right? So you're being safe, you're fine, but you want to have something that's constantly recording so that way you're covered.
Funny you mentioned that. I've actually just been thinking about how many insane drivers there are on the road. So one of these things I feel like would be perfect to have. But you're the tech guy, Steve. What do I need?
Yeah, so you're going to want a high quality camera. Rexing has a whole range of cameras. And by high quality, what I'm talking about are things like a wide angle field of view, right? Okay. So a nice wide angle lens, a wide dynamic range, so you get good low light capabilities, and then cameras that are going to record, full HD.
That sounds awesome. Now, when you say wide angle, I immediately think of like fish lens skater bro. So what is wide angle? Is it like a small cone, big cone? What's the deal?
So it's up to 170 degrees of coverage. So if you think about driving through Miami, 6 lanes of traffic, you're covered.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And when you say that wide dimension...
Wide dynamic range.
Wide dynamic range.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is that going to do for me as I'm driving?
Yeah, so without getting real technical, it's going to be able to see things well in low light and also in bright daylight. So like 12 noon sun, but then if you're driving through the city at night, you're covered.
That's awesome. One of the things I do get nervous about is people not slowing down behind me and killing my back bumper. So are there any options with this dash cam to record what's going behind me as well?
Oh yeah, totally. So some of the models include a rear-facing camera.
All right.
And it's different from a backup camera, right? You put your car in reverse, you have a backup camera. No.
Yeah, okay.
This is different. So there's a front-facing camera, right? Like the V1. You're capturing everything that's happening in front of you.
All right.
The V1P includes a rear-facing camera, so that way it's capturing everything behind you too.
That's awesome. I'm loving what you're telling me, Steve. Got the front cameras, got the back cameras, I'm covered. The only thing is, whenever I get into an accident, or when I have gotten into an accident, you kind of need that info right away. So how am I going to get that from my dash cam?
Oh yeah, so there's a couple ways that you could do it.
All right.
The simplest way, right, is directly just showing someone on the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
All of the Rexing cams have a screen built in, so you could just show someone the footage there. What you can also do is take out the memory card, plug it into a computer.
All right, cool.
It'll open up with just about any kind of media player app that you have, so you don't have to worry about that.
So I'm not going to lie, my girlfriend is a total Mac user, and I'm just a PC guy. So it's not going to be an issue. I can plug it into either one, it'll work.
Nope, it's going to be fine. But dude, my favorite way, it's just using Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Can you go deeper on that? What does that mean?
Yeah. So on the V1P Pro, use Wi-Fi Connect. Get the Rexing Connect app on your phone. It could be Android, it could be iPhone.
Perfect.
Just transfer it wirelessly.
Really? Just like that?
Yeah, we live in a wireless world, why not?
Yeah, so you're saying literally, okay, something unfortunately happens on the road, and the cops show up, or whoever needs to see the video.
Yep.
And I don't want to bring this out and try to show it on a small video, even though it might be good enough for me, but I literally can take my iPhone, I'm assuming iPad, as long as the Rexing app is on there, show them on the big screen.
Yeah.
What just happened.
Yep.
Honestly, that helps a lot. I'm happy to know that in the case that an officer shows up, I got the info right there for him.
Yeah, and not only an officer, right? If you think about it, you're going to want to present this to your insurance agency. You're going to want to have hard proof of what actually happened.
Or you finally capture that Sasquatch moment that you know is real, and your YouTube career finally kicks off.
Yes, you got the footage. And that's what a Rexing dash cam's for.
Perfect. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of not like the stick your easy pass on the windshield forever kind of guy. I'm kind of like the throw it on then take it off. How does this thing mount?
Yeah, so speaking of that, right, there's an optional suction cup. So if you wanted to, or if you don't want it permanent, you can use the suction cup, put it onto the windshield, you're good there. But I think what most people like about this is that there is a very discreet adhesive. You put it onto the windshield, there's a plastic clip, you lock the camera right into it, and it's nice. And you can actually take the cable that plugs it in, you tuck it up around, that way it's just not in your face. Yeah, you just won't know about it.
I love everything you're telling me, But sometimes I like to have my wires hidden. So let's say I do want to keep this thing hooked up. I just got my stereo redone, and so they hid all the wires. It looks like they never touched the car. Is there an option for this thing like that?
Oh yeah, totally. There's an optional hardwiring kit that's sold separately. So if you wanted to have something that's a little bit more permanent, you could use the adhesive, put it on the windshield, do the hardwire kit. But if you want something that's maybe a little bit more temporary, you could do the suction cup. But even still, when you use the included wiring kit, right, it plugs into the accessory adapter or like the cigarette lighter.
Yep.
So you can tuck it up around. You're really not going to notice that either.
That's awesome. Yeah, honestly, what you're telling me sounds perfect. So
yeah, these are great.
Yeah, got the options. Steve, I'm not gonna lie, that installation was really easy.
Simple, right?
Yeah, real simple. So now a big question, how do I turn this thing on?
Even simpler, turn on the car.
That's it?
Yeah, so it has an auto on-off feature. You turn on the car, it turns on, turn off the car, turns off.
That simple.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Well, now that that's out of the way, one thing I was thinking though is I do a lot of driving, and this thing I'm assuming only has a limited amount of storage. So what happens when I run out of storage? Does the Rexing dash cam just stop recording?
So it has this really cool feature called loop recording.
All right.
Yeah, so what that does is it's constantly recording the latest footage, and then what it does in order to save space is it deletes the old footage.
No way.
Yeah, because you won't need that old footage, right? You're going to want the latest incident or something that might have happened.
For sure. But what happens if I get into an accident and I forget to save the footage? Am I in trouble? Is it just going to delete that old footage?
When it detects a collision,
yeah,
it's automatically going to preserve and lock that footage, right? Because it's constantly removing the old footage except for when it detects a collision. Yeah, there's a G sensor built in.
Now, that's impressive. So whenever I'm driving, this thing is going to be running.
Yep.
Doing that loop recording.
Yep.
And as soon as unfortunately, if I get into some type of accident, it will lock that footage and I can always go back to it.
Yeah, you can always go back to it. And not only when you have an incident or some situation, if you're just driving along the road, you see something cool, you want to preserve that memory.
Yeah, for sure.
You can just press this button right here and it's going to save it the same way.
Really, it's just going to lock that footage if I just press that one button.
It'll lock it and preserve it on the memory card for you.
Honestly, Steve, this is an impressive piece of tech. One thing that we haven't gone over, though, is what happens when I'm not in the car. So I've been in the situation, and my family has as well, where you're at the grocery store picking up some milk and eggs, you come out, and there's a swipe on your car.
Yeah.
Does the dash cam here do anything about that?
Yeah, so we thought about that, right? Because you're not always here to keep track or to press a button to record that footage. So some of the Rexing dash cam units have a built-in parking monitor.
All right.
So what that does is it detects some sort of vibration, assuming maybe there was an incident that occurs.
Yeah.
It automatically starts recording, and not only starts recording, but then locks and preserves that footage for you.
No way.
Yeah.
So even if I'm not in the car, it will take any instance that happens, and I can come back, downloading it off my dash cam, and be good to go.
Yeah, the goal is really just to take away that worry and that stress of you having to think about capturing it or missing capturing it.
Wow. So I'm like covered in front, behind, in the car, out of the car, pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Wow, that is great.
It's awesome.
All right, what you've been showing me so far, Steve, is really great. Wondering though about the back camera. A lot of times these pieces of tech, what will happen is the secondary camera will kind of lack in some type of quality. What's the deal with Rexing?
Yeah, not here with the V1P Pro. So the front-facing and the rear-facing camera, both 1080 full HD.
Really?
Yeah.
And what about the camera angle? Because I was really impressed with the fact that this was 170. Is it going to be a little smaller in the back?
Again, same thing. Front-facing, rear-facing camera, 170 angle degree in front and 170 degrees in the back.
And the low light, highlight, what you were talking about before?
Same thing, the wide dynamic range.
The wide dynamic range.
Yeah, so if something happens, you're driving through the city, there's a fender bender late at night, you're going to make sure it gets covered on the rear-facing camera.
That's so great.
Yeah.
All right, so this might be a bit of a stretch, but my brother has a son, my nephew, and, well, he's a good kid, but he has a bit of a lead foot. Is there any way for my brother to track what's going on when he's not in the car, or rather, at least look at a record of how that drive went?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So the V1P Pro has GPS logging. So your brother will be able to keep track of where he went, and not only where he went, but how fast he was going. So most teenagers are going to be pretty motivated to be a good driver, but even more motivated when someone's keeping a record. So if you have the V1 or the V1P, you can connect the optional GPS systems to get the same functionality as the flagship V1P Pro.
That is really impressive, and that gives me my next Christmas present.
Yeah. And not only if you're recording where your nephew's going, but maybe you just want to record where you took a road trip.
You know what, that's a good point. I actually did have a question. Since I do a lot of hiking, but then in the winter, I'll go ski vail in Colorado. That crazy temperature change oftentimes kills my phone battery. What's going to happen with the dash cam here?
Yeah, so you actually don't really need to worry about that at all because it runs off a supercapacitor. So it's going to run for extended periods of times. And not only that, it's also going to operate in extreme temperatures.
That's perfect. So pretty much I'm always covered.
Yeah, the V1P Pro is great. And by far my favorite feature has got to be the Wi-Fi Connect.
That's right. I actually remember you mentioning that. What is that exactly?
So basically, it allows you to take footage from the dash cam and send it to your phone.
Now, a lot of times there's like some type of wiring I have to buy. What's the deal with that?
No, so it's all done wirelessly.
Really? So I can just go onto my dash cam, choose the files, and get it to my phone. So what's that process like? Do I have to like download all the video files and then kind of sort through them, or?
No, it's even easier than that. So you use the Rexing Connect app, select the footage that you want, trim it. You can even add music and then share it directly from the app.
So my like sweet moose crossing video can have music and then I can like blow it up.
Exactly.
Perfect. Let's get into it.
Let me show you how the app works.
Simply open the Rexing Connect app, connect to the dash cam in the Wi-Fi settings, and you're ready to review and save your clips. Now, as innovative as the flagship V1P Pro is, the V1 is by far our most popular and best-selling dash cam. In fact, it's the most reviewed dash cam on the market. It has the same full HD picture quality, 170-degree ultra-wide-angle lens, wide dynamic range, loop recording, and collision sensor as the V1P Pro.
Steve, one thing I'd love to know though is what sets Rexing apart.
Sure. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is having a dedicated team of people there that's available to help answer any questions that you might have, go through any troubleshooting steps, and you might think, oh, I have to go and fill out some form. No, you can send us an email. We're going to get back to you within 24 hours.
Wow. All right.
What's even better is we have real life people that you can talk to.
That is awesome.
You can call us up. That's a pain point for me. You can call us up, talk to someone, they can help you out over the phone.
Love that.
On top of that, one of the things we're adamant about doing is issuing firmware updates. So technology expires, relatively quickly. But when we issue firmware updates, you know that when you invest in a dash cam, it's going to work well into the future.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, honestly.
And not only that, one of the other things that it does is it sometimes offers some new feature sets too.
All right, that honestly all sounds really great. Is there any type of warranty that comes with this thing? Things sometimes get old. Do you guys have a way to handle that?
You get a 12-month warranty right out of the box. If you want to extend it to 18 months, all you have to do is register the dash cam.
That's it?
That's it.
Honestly, you're selling me, Steve. Thanks again, man. You really opened my eyes. I don't think I've ever appreciated how easy it is to protect myself.
Sure thing. Yeah, I mean, we're always working here at Rexing, right? We want to make sure we provide the highest quality products and support. And we're always pushing to be at the forefront of innovation, right? Things like the supercapacitor, the Wi-Fi Connect, that's what really sets us apart. So go ahead and read up on more of our products and get connected.
Absolutely. Well, once again, Steve, thanks for all the help. I really appreciate it.
Dude, no problem.